Welcome to Your In Depth, where we walk through and break down our favorite fictional universes. Today, we are back into the Clone Wars, and we are covering Season 2, Episodes 9 and 10.
Yeah.
And as you hear, as usual, got Evan with me. So, also, I usually acknowledge you, but I forget to say my name in case anybody's just now joining us. I am Jacob. So, yeah. Anyway, we are going to start with Episode 9. We're just going to walk through it. Evan will probably interrupt me to break down some stuff. That's fine. That's how that's how we do stuff here. So,
Episode 9 is titled Grievous Intrigue.
Yes.
For those wondering.
Now, super duper quick, because we are on a little bit of a time crunch, so I don't want to take too much away from this, but I do want to point out that because we're recording this nearly 3 weeks in advance, probably 2, more so, I just want to point out, we have a Patreon. And so if you want to access those as soon as I get them edited, which more than likely will be tomorrow, you can check that out. It's $5 a month. It'll support us, and you get rewarded by that, uncensored and extended episodes. So, yeah, just pointing that out.
Help us, we poor.
No, but, it'd be whatever. Episode 9. Like he said, it's called Grievous Intrigue. And we start off with a quote. What is the quote?
We have, for everything you gain, you lose something else. Like my mind. Yep.
If you ever had it. So
I did at one point. At one point, it was there.
It's debatable. Anyway, we start off, we got that narrator kind of crawl in the beginning where it's just like, war on the Republic, that guy. It says, diabolical defeat. Though Republic victories outnumber their losses, the Jedi have been unable to stop Separatist advances in the Outer Rim. The ever-elusive General Grievous stays one step ahead of his opponents. With thousands of droid armies at his command, the Jedi can never predict where Grievous will strike. Until now.
I wonder why he's always one step ahead.
I wonder.
Anyways, so that's...
It's not like he reports to somebody who then reports to, somebody who's orchestrating the whole thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just beyond me. So we start the episode with Eth Koth's ship. He's the dude with the,
he's almost like a good Darth Maul.
Kinda, yeah. He's got horns on his forehead
and stuff on his head. Yeah, I don't think he's the same race as Darth Maul. I think their races are just similar.
Yeah. But we start with that Jedi, and his ship is being boarded by Grievous. Meanwhile, his men, all the clones, are getting slaughtered by commando droids. Grievous enters the bridge by cutting through the door. And
yeah, this is an inconsistency that they have in the Clone Wars that I will comment on real quick.
What's that?
One episode, the clones get demolished by commando droids or by super battle droids or by the B-1 battle droids. And then in the next episode, the same number or less clones
stand their ground pretty
up
hard
against the same number or more of the battle droids of similar types and whatnot, and they destroy the battle droids and kick their butts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really confused on the consistency of the effectiveness of clones versus battle droids and battle droids versus clones. Yeah. I don't... It's something I just thought about because I was thinking back to the Rishi Moon episode where Cody and Rex go to do their inspection on the moon, and then it gets attacked where we get Heavy and Echo and all them. And it's you watch that episode, and at the very start, Rex and Cody beat the super battle droids that show up. And then they get into the command center, and Rex gets his butt kicked for a couple seconds, and then he kills the battle. It's just so much back and forth. I'm a little confused on the either you're good against them or you're not. Come on.
Yeah.
But these clones are clearly not good against the
droids.
They get
slaughtered pretty hard. And
now some of them do make it to the escape pods because we do see Eth Koth give the command to some of his clones. Like literally again right here in the beginning of the episode to make it to the escape pods. But for the most part, yeah, these droids just essentially clean sweep the troopers, which is unfortunate because I like clones.
Yeah. But yeah, they kill all of Koth's men before being joined by Magna Guards. He is outnumbered and calls Grievous a coward and a murderer, which, but Grievous retorts that it's not murder to rid the galaxy of Jedi. They fight a little bit before Koth is captured.
And that one poor clone that, doesn't die immediately as the Magna Guards show up, because he, shoots and kills one of the battle droids, the commando droids that's trying to take Eth Koth prisoner. He just gets electrocuted in the back. The Magna Guard shows up just dead.
Yeah.
It's like I had such high hopes for that clone. That unnamed clone had such high hopes for him.
Yeah.
And took him down right away.
But we cut to the Jedi Council gathered around a holo transmission of Grievous saying basically he's going to torture Eth Koth. He's not going to kill him right away. He's going to just make it horrible for him. And it's so also to torture the other Jedi as well because they're so compassionate towards, each other and stuff. It's like...
Yeah, and my question, though, if you watch this scene, the council is watching Grievous talk about doing this stuff to Eth Koth while there are younglings in the room.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
There's 2 or 3 younglings just chilling there watching, too, as Eth Koth is being tortured, right in front of them, and the Jedi just... What?
Yeah.
And the only one that seems to notice is Ahsoka. She's the only one that seems to notice that the younglings are being, traumatized by this.
Yeah.
And it just... and I didn't even notice this before. Barriss is literally looking at the kids and doing nothing.
Well, that's Barriss.
Oh, my...
Well,
I love the Jedi. I love the clones. This is not their finest moment. Not their finest moment.
Anakin is angrily motivated to end Grievous. He's just saying, basically, somebody should kill this guy. But out of anger, he's feeling that way. But Yoda agrees with him. They replay the holo message, and because somebody points out saying that there's a message in it, and so as they replay it, we see, what's up?
It's just that scene where you're and Yoda says, "On this we agree."
Yeah.
That just implies that Yoda does not agree with Anakin on almost anything else.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
One of many. One of him among many is what I meant. But yeah.
And it is actually Commander Wolf
that
points it out to Plo Koon, because the two of them are watching via hologram themselves.
Yeah.
He points it out, and then of course Plo Koon points it out to the rest of the council.
Right. But they replay the message, and it is evident. We see Master Koth, his hand. He's doing hand signals, telling them where they're at. And so now they have the location. And so then Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Adi Gallia are basically going to set out to go and,
Yeah, and they are in the Seleucami system, is what Eth Koth tells them. I can't remember. Have we, at this point in the Clone Wars, because I can't remember if it's in past episodes or future episodes, we go back to Seleucami.
Okay.
I just can't. I don't know if you remember or not.
I don't remember. If you failed to remember, 2 weeks ago we recorded episodes 7 and 8. Before that, it was 2 years. My memory's not that great. Not saying it's bad, but 2 years?
I don't know. For some reason, I feel like... And because the next Clone Wars episode that we're going to be covering in this episode is on Seleucami.
Okay.
But I feel like...
I mean, it doesn't ring a bell to me.
And
I've seen the whole show, so that doesn't help. But
I feel like Seleucami is not consistently visited, but more than 2 or 3 times, I feel like.
What's it called again?
Seleucami.
No, bless you. Anyway, so...
Gazoon tight.
Where is it? So they have a plan that Obi-Wan. So they're heading towards this when they arrive.
They got their fleet formed up and.
Yep. Or they haven't arrived yet, but they have a plan that Obi-Wan will confront Grievous in hope that he takes kind of this revenge bait. Then Anakin and Gallia will sneak on board and find Master Koth.
Well, and I mean, like, if Grievous is gonna take the bait for anybody, it's gonna be Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
This dude trolls Grievous so hard every time they meet. Like, if he's gonna lash out out of anger at anybody, it's gonna be Obi-Wan.
Yeah. But they approach and radio Grievous, triggering him to start firing. He wishes to board the ship and kill Kenobi face to face. So, yeah, he took the bait.
Which, I mean, I know Grievous is like a fan favorite. Like, a lot of people like Grievous as a villain, right? Yeah. But I can't help but be reminded of the stupidity of Grievous.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he always
time and, well, not just fleeing, but time and time again throughout the Clone Wars, he gets opportunities to kill, like, Obi-Wan, but he always chooses to board and try and kill Obi-Wan himself instead of just blowing up the ship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, after a certain number of times, you would think he would learn his lesson.
Sorry.
And if he would have killed Obi-Wan during the Clone Wars, things would have been very different.
Yeah.
Things would have been very, very different.
Yeah. But Anakin and Eddie, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that Jedi, jump in out of hyperspace very close to the ships and land underneath Grievous's ship. They then cut their way through and enter the ship, beginning to search for Master Koth. Meanwhile, Grievous boards Obi-Wan's ship. Commando droids enter, killing quite a few clones. I don't think as many as Koth's. And eventually, Obi-Wan and Grievous are in the same room, and they begin to fight.
But again, we have another instance of, like, the clones just not doing good against the commandos. But then again, we see, again, back in the Rishi Moon one, like, brand new out of recruit training, like, heavy Echo and Fives, you know, holding their own against commandos. Obi-Wan, I thought you had, like, battle-hardened troops.
Yeah.
And I do need to point out, because we always seem to have one of these clones in just about every episode where, like, a Republic ship is boarded, right? Grievous is cutting through the door, right? He's essentially boarding Obi-Wan's ship, and he's cutting through the door with his lightsabers. And there is the one clone that's, like, up against the door to one side with the blaster ready to just, like, try and dome Grievous as soon as he steps in.
Yeah.
And it just reminds me that whenever a clone is in that position, that clone does not survive.
No, never.
And again, I mean, this is Star Wars. This is the future. They got cameras and stuff. They don't teach the clones not to stand there.
It's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. It ain't the future.
It's futuristic, okay?
Okay, I can agree with that.
It's futuristic, and they have cameras.
Anyway.
But I'm just curious. Do they not, like, after a certain number of times of this, like, happening over and over again, I feel like at some point you got to be like, clones, when we're being boarded, there is no more standing here. This zone right here, designated no-go.
Yeah.
It's just a very constant, like, death, like death corner.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and that clone got obliterated immediately. Mm-hmm. He, like, domes one battle, or one commando as it steps in, another one, like, domes him in the head. Didn't last 5 seconds.
Nope. So, as they're fighting, Grievous shows that he knows that Anakin is there. He points it out, and asks Obi-Wan if he thinks they've rescued him yet. So, obviously, he's on to him. He knows their plan. We cut to Anakin and...
I wonder how he knows their plan.
We cut to Anakin and Addie, and they approach the room with an intelligence droid who says droid who says that they're expected, like, we've been expecting you. You know, that kind of thing. And a bunch of commando droids come out. Obi-Wan and Grievous continue to fight.
I will say, though, in this episode, I'm glad they're using more commando droids in this episode because more times than not, we don't typically see the commando droids. And even though, like, sometimes they get their butts kicked by clones, you know, like, commando droids are pretty solid droids. I do like that they are giving them, like, a true, like, showing us them, not just, like, a quick little 1-2, you're dead type of deal.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure.
It is nice to actually like get to see them in action, and because like though they're they're not going to stand up to any one Jedi, like one commando versus one Jedi is not going to work. But like in this episode, we do see like they hold their own a little bit against like Anakin and Adi Gallia. Like they hold out for a decent chunk of time against the Chosen One and a Jedi Master.
Yeah. Obi-Wan and Grievous continue to fight, uncovering Grievous's motivations of wiping out Jedi from the galaxy. We go back to Anakin, and they're fighting the droids there. Lots of fighting, kind of cutting between the two groups. And then they finally do rescue Eth Koth.
Evan gets an ad about a Gotham City police bus landing on a car.
Interesting.
And
is it one of those State Farm ones that they've been doing lately?
I think so.
I will say that those are kind of funny to me, where it's just like when you call for Batman but show up with Bateman.
Yeah,
and it's Jason Bateman.
That's what
and
it
he's
is.
Just like, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But no, just to recap a little bit while Evan waits for the ad, because this is kind of more of an action-packed episode, and I feel like we don't spend a lot of time on that because there's not a lot to cover. It's just kind of like, oh yeah, they're fighting. Right. We'll highlight things, but to summarize a little bit, we start off with Eth Koth getting captured. Grievous says, I'm going to torture you and make you feel as much pain as I can because that's how I'm going to try to punish the Jedi. And then, obviously Obi-Wan and all of them hatch a plan to go and save him. And as they get there, Grievous has been on the same page. Oh, I wonder how. But, and so now we're here.
Yeah. Well, and for those that might not be aware, while I wait for this ad to finish, for those that might not be aware of like Grievous's hatred towards Jedi, I don't think Clone Wars really gets into it of like what his true hatred for Jedi is. But basically, Grievous was a warlord before he became all like cybernetic and cyborg and whatnot. He was a warlord. On his home planet. I can't think of the name of the planet off the top of my head. But basically, like, a Jedi strike team shows up and, like, slaughters his tribe and brings him down for his crimes against people.
Mm-hmm.
And then I believe Count Dooku shows up and takes him, puts him, all cybernetic and whatnot. And with that, because his entire tribe, granted, his tribe is, like, again... not even warmongering, like tyrannical warriors that like committed all sorts of atrocities on other tribes and other peoples. So like on one side it's like, yes, the Jedi should show up and stop you because you're evil. But on the other side, from like a Grievous perspective, you can see why he has this anger.
His men, his family is
Yeah, but basically like everyone he held dear is dead now because the Jedi had to show up and stop the terrible stuff he was doing. And so it's like, from a normal person standpoint, it's like, yeah, the Jedi should have done that, but from Grievous's perspective, it's like, everything I care about is gone, so now you are going to suffer the way I am suffering.
Right. But, so now I assume your ad's done?
Yep.
They do rescue Eth Koth. Obi-Wan and Grievous fight, ending with Grievous scuttling off like a coward, as per usual.
Does he lose hands in this one, like always? He's always losing hands.
I don't think he did.
Not in this one.
I didn't notice it, at least.
I'm just like going through, just trying to check, because almost every time Obi-Wan and Grievous fight, like Grievous loses hands, but I'm not seeing any. And no, he's still got all 4 lightsabers. So. Yeah, he scuttles off. I just wanted to check that because again, it's like every time they fight, almost every time. It's a pretty
common thing.
Yeah, Obi-Wan always takes a hand or two off of him.
Yeah.
Which I think is funny because, we have Anakin losing his hand or his lower arm and attack the clones.
Yeah.
For those that haven't seen Empire Strikes Back 50 years later, right?
Yeah.
Luke loses his hand. You know, there's definitely I think George Lucas has a hand fetish. Because we continually see hands being removed throughout Star Wars.
That is true. But no, Grievous escapes and he commands firing on the Republic engines.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan chases him. Some clones try to take him down as well. Fail.
Yep.
Obi-Wan catches up and they fight again.
I will say, I don't know what exactly Commander Cody's reputation is, like how highly elevated it is, because it's pretty, like, he's a well-known clone. He's like very good at combat strategy, all that kind of stuff. But like, I just have to imagine all of the other clones of the Republic just have to have like this god complex type of viewpoint towards Commander Cody for how many times this clone has encountered and fought against General Grievous and survived.
Yeah.
Like, by the end of the Clone Wars, General Grievous has killed thousands upon thousands upon thousands of clones, like it probably into the millions of clones. And this one clone has encountered him who knows how many times and has walked away unscathed each time.
Yeah.
Because like Rex encounters Grievous a couple times, you know, like 2 or 3 times, maybe a few more than that. Nowhere close to as much as Cody. And like General Grievous is known throughout the Clone Wars and by the clones as like this brutal, horrific creature that slaughters clone troopers. And this one clone has probably survived encounters with him, probably in the dozens upon dozens of times. I just have to imagine there's some sort of like god complex, like
he's just like, I'm
these other clones.
Yeah,
Maybe not like Cody having a god complex himself,
No,
but the others like viewing him as like this like uber mega super powerful clone trooper.
Yeah,
or just the luckiest mother trucker there is. One of the two. One of the two.
But as I said, they fight again. And meanwhile, the ship is falling apart. Adi joins the fight, but almost gets sent out into space. I mean, really, they all do.
Yeah.
But Adi sends a grappling hook up and gets them back onto the ship, and they're able to, not die.
They do
then,
lose at least one clone to outer space.
Yeah, they do.
I'm trying to see if the other one, because when the fight initially starts with the clones involved, there's Cody and 3 others. And Grievous cuts down one of them. Another one gets sent into outer space. And it looks like the third one does survive. Unnamed clone number 3 does survive.
Okay.
Not for long.
Oof.
He doesn't have a name. He's not making it very long.
Grievous goes to leave, and he flies off, but he's hit by debris. Meanwhile, Anakin picks the rest of them up in the ship that was under it, and then the rest of the Republic ship blows up.
Yeah. Do you know what that ship is that Anakin's piloting? Do you know what it's called? I don't ever remember getting an actual name for it. They typically just refer to it as like some sort of shuttle.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I know there's like a Lego set for it that I've seen before, but I can't remember what the official name of it is.
Yeah. Obi-Wan radios Admiral Yularen and gets updated on where Grievous potentially went, which, as Evan said, it is on that planet.
Yep, because the battle takes place in this episode in space above the planet of Seleucami, and then Grievous is like getting out of there because I think his ship is about to go down as well.
Yeah.
And so he's heading down to the surface of the planet itself.
Yeah. But then
him and I think because he's in one of those like droid drop ships.
Yeah.
Right. And I think like a couple different drop ships are going down. It's not just Grievous and his. It's like it almost looks like an invasion force for the planet, but which I find kind of odd because he wasn't there to invade. He was there to torture the Jedi.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But they return to the fleet and land, and the episode ends. So, as per usual, in between these episodes and at random points throughout our other coverage, we do have an ad break.
Before we do the ad, too, I do want to specify that Obi-Wan does say him, Rex, and Cody are going to go down to the surface to pursue Grievous.
Okay.
I don't remember what Anakin does during that time, but I'm sure we'll find out next episode.
Okay.
But yeah, just for kind of setting up for the next episode that we're about to cover after the ad. Obi-Wan, Rex, and Cody. No Anakin, no Adi Gallia, and of course, Eth Koth is pretty hurt right now, so he's not.
Yeah, he was just tortured.
Yeah.
For a while before they got there. So,
I mean, he's still standing with he's got Adi Gallia helps him off of the shuttle, but yeah, it's a similar to Kiadi Mundi back in Landing at Point Rain. Like, if he had to, he could fight, but he doesn't need to right now. So let's go get him some medical help.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, ad
break.
I'm curious to see what ad you came up with.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe we were sent one. Maybe it's not something I made up.
I don't know if I believe that.
Well, either way, let's hear it.
Well, hey there. Are you a sick freak like Evan who enjoys a good beating? Do you like living on the border between death and pleasure? Well, then you need to goon with Grievous. He'll torture you endlessly, and if that's your thing, book a session with the good general today. We are legally required to tell you that Grievous does not know this is a pleasurable event. He truly is actively trying to bring you closer to death.
What the heck? Who recorded that? The voice is familiar. I can't. My brain's not.
It was Lane.
Oh my gosh. What?
So yeah, go.
I like the disclaimer at the end. We're legally required to tell you.
Yeah, I don't know what was funny about making that some weird edging thing, but it was funny. I enjoyed it.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. So now we are going to cover episode 10. Now I want to point out that I want to try something different. And this is going to be a little different than how I normally do it, but I don't know how it's going to play out, so we'll see. Normally, I watch the episode and I take my own notes and I do my own thing, and then I spin it how I want and I make an ad and I do all that. With this one, we had talked about, obviously that takes a lot of time, to sit down and actually attentively watch and make notes. We had talked a little bit about maybe I could find a way to read. Well, in this case, I took the Wikipedia's, the Star Wars fandom's episode and walkthrough of the plot, which is quite a bit. It's like 3 pages worth. So I feel as if it'd probably be about the same, but it might be more of like a cohesive kind of storytelling element. So I want to try that. If you're listening and you've gotten to this point, let me know how you feel about it. Spotify has comments, and I have linked our email in the flow page link that's in our episode, show notes. So just want to point that out, but we're going to give that a shot. So here's episode 10 of season 2 of the Clone Wars.
And episode 10, of course, is titled The Deserter.
Correct.
They have lots of apple pie.
I was just about to make that same joke. I wasn't going to say apple pie, but I was going to, yeah, that's funny. It's called The Deserter. What's the quote?
Of course, we do have a quote for this episode, just like every single one. That quote being, "It is the quest for honor that makes one honorable."
Okay. And so then we get the normal narrator crawl. It's picking up right after the last episode, but it says, "Fugitive, though the Republic has won many decisive battles against the Separatist army on the Outer Rim, the Jedi have failed to capture the elusive General Grievous. After specifically targeting members of the Jedi Council, a trap was set, but following a fierce confrontation, the droid general has managed to escape to the surface of the planet Seleucami. Now, the chase is on as General Kenobi leads a squadron of clone troopers and closes in on his desperate target."
Didn't
what were you laughing
the
about?
last episode's intro narration say the Republic is facing defeat time and time again or something like that?
It's actually, it said diabolical defeat, though Republic victories outnumber their losses. I mean, I guess it was kind of a defeat to have one of their own captured, but
Yeah, but the last episode is like the Republic's winning some, but they're losing a lot too.
Yeah,
and then
now
this
it's
one's
like
like the
saying
Republic is winning all over the place.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Dave Filoni, I have questions.
Yeah, come on the podcast, please. No, so like I said, I'm just going to read from the Wikipedia, and let's just see how it goes. Evan, you'll stop me as normal, but this is just kind of the narration technique that I want to try here. So here's what it says. It says, hot on the trail of General Grievous, Obi-Wan Kenobi lands with his troops, Commander Cody and Captain Rex on Seleucami. Grievous, having had to abandon his landing ship due to damage sustained during his escape, landed on the planet's surface in an escape pod, as did many of his battle droids.
I do want to point out, too, that in the last episode where we actually saw the fleet, right, where they had the like the Republic cruisers, right, the typical ones we're used to with like the dual bridge and whatnot.
Yeah.
In this one, they have the Acclimator ship landing on the planet, which is the like early clones ship with the single bridge. I don't remember seeing those in the last episode. Where did those ships come from? Anyways.
Okay. I don't know.
I don't know.
But it says then, however, the radio transmitter on Grievous's pod has been knocked out of commission, and as a result, Grievous is forced to locate one of the other pods in order to send a message to the Separatist fleet before Kenobi and his forces find him.
Yeah. I do want to point out as well with this episode before we continue, which I'm sure with the wiki that you're reading, it's going to, like, the audience will find out, but, like, this episode is very combat heavy.
Yeah.
Like, this one is... So if we were doing this the way we've been doing everything else, like, a lot of this would kind of be just, like, glazed over, because we don't do, like, the move-by-move play.
Well, right. We're not doing that. So.
Just as, I guess, a heads up, this episode is very combat heavy. There is a little bit of story to it, but I do remember a lot of, like, fighting and, typical stuff that we generally would just kind of, like, gloss over, unless there's, like, a really cool part of it, to talk about.
So, Grievous's droids find the general a reek. Oh, it's an animal. For him to ride. Ain't it an animal?
Yeah, it actually looks similar to that horn creature that it actually looks the exact same that we see in Attack of the Clones in the Coliseum on Geonosis.
I don't remember what that one's called, but...
Yeah, it looks like a smaller version. The one that like Anakin and Padme are on.
Right, yeah, I know what one you're talking about.
Yeah.
I remember fighting them in that Star Wars game I pointed out. The thing with the...
Yeah.
But anyway, they find him that as well as some EOPs as pack animals. Grievous refuses to allow the battle droids to ride, forcing them to drain their power reserves, marching along with him because he's like that.
It does make me wonder too, though, like how much of a time jump is there that the battle droids are already running out of power?
Oh yeah, no. Also, how often do they have to recharge? Because this has been a recurring thing lately.
Right. Yeah. Like the back on Geonosis with the brainworms, those droids are running out of power too.
Right.
But that one was a little more understandable because Poggle Lesser's traveling like halfway across the planet. Like how much time have they just jumped past in this episode to where the droids are running out of power? Or did General Grievous just forget to plug them in? Like back on the ship, did he just forget to like plug their cable into the wall or something?
That could be it. Care for his troops isn't really a strong suit.
Well, I mean, he does like cut one of them down as soon as it like complains. So
So, as Kenobi's forces scour the area, Rex informs him that the cruiser which landed them has returned to orbit. Just before the Jedi General spots the wreckage of Grievous's landing craft, just before doing that, scouring the crash site for any clues, the clone troopers only find droids that are too destroyed to retrieve any intel from, and Cody informs Kenobi that the ship's power intakes are still warm. Yeah. So they find it, and it's like it's still warm. They're nearby, that kind of thing.
In other words, they're like hot on General Grievous's trail. He hasn't made it too far, which again makes me wonder why are his battle droids running out of power already?
Yeah. Rex reports that the ship's landing compartment has been almost entirely destroyed. Kenobi orders Rex to take troopers Jesse, Hardcased, and Kix on patrol to search some nearby wetlands, while he, Cody, and is it Chris or Chris? Crys.
I think it's Chris.
Keep searching in the area.
This is him. Whatever. Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm assuming it's this clone that has like the blonde hair.
Oh, yeah.
Which is weird
As
because none of the other clones have blonde hair, but whatever.
Doesn't Rex eventually?
Rex's might be blonde. I always took it more as like a close shave, and it was kind of like that 5 o'clock shadow type of
That's true.
thing, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
As Rex and his men leave, Cody remarks that the captain is a smart man, and Kenobi concurs, noting that he is always thinking on his feet. On patrol, Rex and company are riding speeder bikes through the wetlands when 2 surviving commando droids take aim with sniper rifle, shooting Rex in the chest and knocking him off of his bike.
I remember seeing this scene, and I was like, I like freaked out as a kid when I saw this scene because like Rex was always one of my like favorite clones, and I was like, are they really just gonna kill him like this? Like they've made this like such this effort to make him like a big character in the show. Are they really just gonna kill him like this?
Yeah. But needless to say, he is dead. So Jesse sends Kix, the medic, to look after Rex while he and Hardcase run down to the commando droids, destroying them. Taking a look at the injured captain and removing his helmet, Kix calms Jesse to tell him he had better get back here. Back at the crash site, a clone trooper finds an intact droid, and Kenobi orders it loaded onto an ATTE for inspection on the go. Analyzing the data, Cody reports that the droid has adjusted the descent of its pod to avoid collision with another one, and Chris tells Kenobi he can calculate the location of the other pod from that data. Kenobi tells Cody to inform the men that they've picked up their quarry's scent. Any comments? Anything?
They've picked up the Quarren scent. There are Quarren on this planet.
Quarren.
Those
Oh
are
yeah,
squid
the
squid
people in
from Moncala.
Yeah. I still remember a failed ad that I was trying to do there. Like the
I remember having an action figure of one of those Quarren guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
hated it. It was my least favorite action figure.
I do want to say that if you're still with us and this is your first episode, usually I don't know, like I'm feeling like this is kind of rushed. Evan does have some place to get to, and we are trying to get it done. So between that and me trying to save time in the note taking to do it this way, I do feel like it's a little more lame than a normal episode. So definitely check out another one. Please give us a second chance.
And if you don't like that one, give us a third or maybe a fourth. Or a fifth,
maybe a fourth, or maybe just send it to 7 friends. It doesn't matter. Anyway. Yeah, no. So in the wetlands, Kix tells Jesse that Rex's injuries are severe and he is going to die. And he does, the end. But he can't.
Well, when we see Rex, though, like as he's laying there, you can see like there's a full-blown hole, like in his armor.
Yeah.
He's
definitely been,
not like
he has been shot.
Yeah, it's not like typically I feel like when you see a clone or like even a droid or whoever get hit by a blaster, you see like the scorch mark, right?
True, yeah, kind of like, yeah.
Or, in some cases for some clones they're injured. But like this one is you actually see it like genuine hole in his armor.
Yeah. Hey, super quick, what does GOAR mean? GOAR.
That's the Grand GOR?
GOAR. Capital G, lowercase o, capital A, lowercase
Grand Army
R.
of the Republic.
Okay. I was looking. I've got Evan's Discord over on the other screen, so I had seen that. It says, about me, leader of the whatever that is, and that's why I was wondering.
Yeah, Grand Army of the Republic.
You know what mine says? Did I tell you what I updated my pronouns to?
No.
Take a look at Discord.
On your channel or on...
On Discord, like on my profile.
On your profile. Oh, my...
I did they/er taking the hobbits to Isengard. I thought it was funny. Goodness. Anyway, so back to the episode. I did want to disclaim that earlier just because I do feel like it's an odd episode, and then obviously we're rushed. So let's get on with it and try to get done and onward. So, yeah, he says the injuries are severe, but he can't know more without removing the armor. Wondering what they're going to do, Jesse notices some EOPs nearby and realizes that they are domesticated, indicating there is likely a farm somewhere nearby, and he decides that they're going to go find it. Meanwhile, Grievous becomes more and more frustrated as one by one his battle droid escorts lose the last of their power and keep dropping where they stand. When Kix arrives at the farm, he's startled to find the farmhouse door open to reveal whatever. It opens and it's a Twi'lek woman who greets him by aiming a blaster rifle at him, causing him to raise his hands.
Lovely way to greet people.
Yeah. Also, I know that this was called The Deserter, and all along I knew what episode it was, but for the solid, last 10 minutes, I forgot that this was this episode. So, Jesse, arriving moments later, manages to defuse the situation with the woman, telling her that all they want is a place to tend their injured captain for the night, as they already have a medic. The woman she orders her 2 children back inside the house and comments that her husband is away and tells the clones that there are some benches in the back of the barn that they can use.
Yeah, I do want to say too, though, as we see the clones come into this area, we see the crops being grown, right, and nice rows and whatnot.
Yeah,
these are some weird crops. They are.
I don't recall what they look like.
It's just some of them are very bulbous, right? And it's just this is weird otherworldly fauna and flora, just the typical alien looking plants that we see in different sources of media. But it always strikes me as odd, but it's always something I pick up on when I watch a show or a movie. It's just the way that we depict otherworldly wildlife in our media.
Especially Star Wars.
Yeah, especially
gosh. I keep having to clear my throat, and I don't know why. Anyway, after nightfall, Rex wakes up and as Kix is bandaging his wound, and is quickly filled in on what's happened because Rex has been kind of out of it for a while now. He's startled to realize that he can't feel his left arm, and Kix tells him that he has some nerve damage. Rex tries to order Kix to just patch him up so they can get back on patrol, but Kix refuses, stating that when it comes to the health of his men, he outranks everyone.
Well, and for those that don't know, that's a fairly common thing in military. Especially when you're in a situation they're in a combat zone and stuff, the medic, when it comes to the health of the soldiers, the health of the troops, right? When someone's injured, it doesn't matter if you have a 4-star general telling you to go do something, right? If you're injured and a medic puts you on medical leave or medical status, right? You're on medical status unless your base that you're on or your fortifications, whatever, is imminently under attack and about to fall. It doesn't matter what anybody else tells you and what rank they are. You're staying in bed, you're getting medical treatment.
Yeah.
If you have a 4-star general that's injured and you have a little low ranking, medic, well, that medic's going to tell the general, you're staying put. You're not going anywhere. You are going to die if you try and get up. I'm ordering you to stay, essentially.
Yeah.
It is a very common thing, even in our militaries today.
Yeah. So the woman who introduces herself as Sue, which S-U-U, arrives with a plate of fruit, and Jesse thanks her, insisting that the food is enough. Suddenly, a ball comes rolling into the barn, stopping under the table that Rex is lying on top of. Sue's daughter, Shay, I don't know. It's 3 E's and 2 A's. Either way, we'll say she or Shay, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Follows the ball in, ignoring an admonition. Who's writing these things? From her mother that she should have stayed in the house, and claiming that Choi had gotten away from her. She's basically, oh, I'm sorry, whatever.
I will have to say, though, I do like how they give it almost a light gravity type of effect to the ball.
No, yeah.
It's not a typical bounce. It's a slow hovering in the air arc down. There's not much gravity on this planet.
Yeah. Coming out from under the table, she sees Rex's face and stares at him for a moment before, to his confusion, remarking that he looks like her father. The other clones, oh my God, Sorry. The other clones are confused as well, but Sue tells her daughter not to bother Rex, who, with a slight shake of the head, assumes she meant nothing by it. After mother and daughter have left, Rex reluctantly, I don't like reading, reluctantly orders his men to resume the search without him, putting Jesse in charge. Hardcase puts one of Rex's blaster pistols on the table next to him as he lies down to get some sleep.
Yeah.
Okay. Elsewhere, Kenobi and his men locate a separatist escape pod, but find no one there, deducing that Grievous must be headed to another escape pod. Kenobi attempts to contact Rex and gets Jesse, who informs him of the captain's condition and how they found his shelter for the night. Kenobi orders Jesse and his patrol to swing around so they will meet up with his forces at the final escape pod.
Yeah, and it's basically, from the sounds of it, it's kind of like we're gonna do almost like a flanking maneuver, like swing around to this spot so we can hit it from both sides type of deal is what it sounds like.
Yeah. Later in the night, Rex is briefly woken up by an EOP licking his face, forcing him to shoo it away. Not long afterwards, however, a man enters the barn by the side door, grabbing a farming implement as a weapon. The man slowly advances across the room. Rex, waking up again, slowly grabs his pistol and shuts his eyes again, waiting until the man gets close enough before, sitting up and pointing his blaster at him, only for it to be smacked out of his hand when he does. It turns out that the man is another clone, to Rex's shock, and he walks over to turn on the light, remarking that it seems the Clone Wars have finally made it all the way to Seleucami. Rex accuses him of being a deserter, but he retorts that he's just a simple farmer, and asked for his identification number, introduces himself as Cut
LaQuain.
Okay.
Yeah.
He explains that he left the army because he didn't want to have to kill for a living, although Rex doesn't see it as Cut's choice to make that, since he swore an oath to the Galactic Republic. He's kind of against that.
I will say, though, this wiki notes that you're reading is getting some stuff out of order.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah. So between Rex waking up to the animal, licking his face, and then Cut showing up, it does jump back to General Grievous, where he's walking with, his droids and his cargo train, essentially. And it shows, more of the droids, breaking down and running out of power and whatnot. And basically, he's
now, is it out of order,
new...
or is it just, not saying it?
I think it's out of order, because you mentioned something earlier where, droids were running out of power.
Yeah.
So I think it's just out of order, but I could be wrong.
Super quick, how are you doing on time?
I do got to get going here in the next couple minutes.
Well, wait, actually, yeah, let's try to go through this, because actually I've got 4 more paragraphs. That's it. If that's okay with you, but if it gets to the point where you need a hard cut off, go. Anyway, so yeah, he explains all that. He's not really on board. Rex isn't, because he's like, you're still a deserter. You swore an oath. Yeah. Cut retorts that he swore an oath to his family and asks if that still counts, or does Rex plan to turn him in? Just then, Sue and the kids arrive, and Shay, whatever, and her younger brother, Jack, are happy to see their father, Jack presenting him with a drawing. Shay tells Cut that she had told Rex he looked just like him. Sue fills Cut in why Rex is there, and Rex is forced to explain that he has a name as well after Cut asks him what his ID number is. Cut invites Rex to dinner, and uncomfortable, Rex turns him down, but is persuaded to change his mind when and this isn't making much sense, man. Cut invites Rex to dinner, and uncomfortable, Rex turns him down because whatever, but he's persuaded to change his mind when she and Jack insist otherwise. Cut says that he won't stop begging until he agrees. Over the meal, Cut and Rex have an argument, with Cut insisting that clones are still individuals, asking why it is that Rex has a name instead of just a number then. Rex hesitantly suggests that maybe the Army's leaders see it as more of an efficient way of distinguishing between clones, but Cut retorts that the Kaminoans likely don't see it that way, saying that names make them feel unique in an army where everyone looks and sounds the same, and calling out Rex when he denies ever having thought about it.
Yeah.
Dude, something about how whoever wrote this is really giving me a headache. I don't know if it's just too long of sentences. Oh, dude.
Yeah, but regardless, though, like with that conversation, like it's definitely like, I don't know. It's a strange conversation to have.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like it makes sense too. Like between two people who are leading completely different lives, right? That were bred for the exact same thing.
Yeah.
You know, like this is a conversation I could see happening, and obviously it does. But at the same time, it's like we would never have this type of conversation that they're having. You know, because it's like this is a conversation you would only have, you know, between clones of each other that are leading different lives. You know, this is. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to think it through.
Yeah.
It's just. I don't know. It just strikes me as like this strange conversation that I don't know if we as the viewers can really truly grasp
or understand.
Truly grasp the importance of, truly grasp like the intent behind it, truly grasp like how personal it would be for them to have, because like at least in this day and age, we are never going to experience something like this, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a conversation that when, like, if I think about it, like, beyond the surface of the conversation, there's a lot of implication here.
Yeah.
Which I think actually...
Maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to be respectful of your time, so I'm trying to think of respectful. But
at the same time, though, like, it points to future events.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's like the clones are trying to humanize themselves.
Yeah.
Right? They're trying to get rid of their numbers. They want names. They want to express their own individuality.
Right.
Things like that. But by the time you get to the Empire, right, the Empire doesn't go into names. The Empire assigns numbers.
Yeah, it kind of just gets back.
Yeah, the stormtroopers stick to those numbers.
Yep.
And so it's just like... I don't want to say like a prelude to things to come or anything like that, right? I don't think it's quite that extreme. But it's just kind of, for those of us that have seen, you know, all of Star Wars, it's just like the difference between your normal everyday people like us who then choose to, you know, like sign up for service.
Yeah.
Compared to those who are bred for the intent or for those that are bred for the expressed purpose of fighting, like the approach that they take, you know, like obviously in this case the clones want individuality. They want more meaning than just being a soldier. They want to be able to express themselves. Whereas when it comes to people like everyday people, it's like, well, if they're going to identify us as a number, they identify us as a number. So what? I volunteered for this. This is what I chose to do. You know, so just the difference.
I don't want to cut you off, but I just want to. I mean, we are cut short on we're short on time. So they kind of they chat a little bit more, and afterwards, whatever. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. We switch over a little bit. Grievous manages to reach the remaining intact capsule and prepares to send a distress call. Informed by a droid already at the pod that there were life forms approaching from east and west, Grievous orders his forces to prepare for battle. When Kenobi and his men catch up, a battle ensues. When a separatist shuttle arrives, the last ATTE is unable to take it down, and Kenobi engages Grievous in personal combat to prevent him from leaving. However, Grievous hooks himself to the shuttle by grappling a cable up and manages to escape yet again, leaving Kenobi disappointed. In the meantime, Rex and Laquan, I don't know why that's a funny name to me for Star Wars, but Rex and Laquan play Dejarik, in which Rex asks why Laquan left the army. Laquan tells how after the first battle of Geonosis, his transport was shot down and his brothers on board were slaughtered. Knowing that there was nothing to be done, Cut ran away, an experience which still haunts him. While playing outside, she and Jack stumble across a crashed separatist escape pod in one of their fields and accidentally activate a platoon of damaged, but still functional commando droids. Oh, yikes. And the droids promptly attack the farm, and Laquan prepares to defend his family. Rex offers his help, and although the droids manage to invade the farmhouse, the two clones put up a brave fight and destroy them all, with Laquan saving Rex's life. The next morning, Rex prepares to leave on an EOP. Although it would be his duty to report Laquan as a deserter, he respects his clone brother's wish for a peaceful life greatly enough to conveniently forget about the whole incident. He refuses Laquan's invitation to stay, parting with the words, "This is your home, Cut. My family is elsewhere." Episode done.
Yeah,
So,
and
there we are.
I will say the wiki there does definitely... I don't want to say it doesn't change the episode, but it puts things in like a different order, right?
I do think it tries to minimize cutting in between.
Yeah,
like,
it definitely
scenes and
like
stuff.
It's not going back and forth as much as like we do normally. It's kind of like generalizing some of the scenes, because like at this point where I'm at in the show, like that shuttle hasn't even shown up for Grievous yet, and the kids just found the commando droids. Right.
Gotcha.
And so it's like it kind of taking them out of order, but it's doing it in a way that kind of helps
the story. Cohesion.
Yeah. Instead of like jumping back and forth as much. Because I will say, it didn't even mention one of my favorite parts of the episode.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Where the ATTEs are moving up to try and stop Grievous from escaping, and the one clone like ducks out of the way as a missile comes shooting back. And she comes flying by, and he like radios to the clone on the gun of the ATT and freaking shoots the missile out of the air.
Oh, yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, it's like a dope scene.
So this is the thing about doing it this way. I think so. I want the viewers' input, but at the same time, my own input right now is I don't like this way. I do think that this way is a better. If it comes to the very end and I don't have my notes, like I've been pressed for time the entire time, I think it's an okay substitute, but I am going to try to keep my own notes, because like something like that, I would have made note of it and probably made a dumb joke about it, And so I am going to try to do that from here on out, but I do think that doing it the way that I did this episode is maybe an okay substitute, but I'm just going to try to not do that often.
Yeah, and because like I said, like it does it out of... like somewhat out of order, but it does it so that way like the different scenes flow a little better,
right?
Because like the fight between Kenobi and Grievous, and then the fight with Cut and Rex and the commando droids, like it's jumping back and forth between those two scenes constantly.
Yeah,
like going back and forth, because effectively like they're happening at the same time, know. And so to a certain extent, I think it flows a little better like that. The way the wiki's doing it, but at the same time, I don't know if it might be the best way of doing it when we're trying to like break the episode down as things unplay or like as things unfold.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah,
but
well, I don't want to cut off any discussion. Maybe we can try to bring it up next time, but I know you have to go. Yeah. So very quickly, once again, check out the Patreon if you're interested in supporting us. You will get early, extended, and what was the other thing? Uncensored episodes. And so, yeah, Evan's taking a phone call right now. He's got to get going. But, yeah, and then 1,000 downloads, we'll do a blooper reel, and 25 Apple Podcast reviews, we will do a live stream. So definitely, help us achieve that. That's all I'm saying. I got distracted by him. But, yeah, that's all I have to say. So he's off the phone now. And, yeah, I plugged the blooper reel, all that stuff, so we're all good. If there's anything final you have to say, otherwise we're good.
Nope, just go check those things out. If you feel like supporting us, go to that Patreon, check it out, get early access, all that stuff Jacob talked about.
Yep. Then I should say we have that at, I believe, $5 a month. There might be tiers, but I mean, $5 gets you most of it.
And then, of course, next time we are continuing our coverage of
Rings of Power. Yep, we'll do episode 3. It'll be 3. So anyway, okay. Bye.
Deuces.